Swelsies? Kelfs? Let me stop. Okay. Two nights. Apparently, little booties matter. Never before seen before that was seen before when it was seen before. And big wheels keep on turning in Kansas City. See these stories and more on the Blackman Show. Let's go. Y'all gonna have to forgive me if I sound a little hoarse because I went to go celebrate the decimation apparently of the Bears this weekend. When some of my friends came into town, got to go out and hang out, kick it with some of the fellas, and yeah. So as a result, I sound like this. So, but we won't let that stop the show. So, what is good? What is good? I am Seven Blackman, and welcome to the Blackman Show, where we take a look at the news that affects me and even you, right? Once again, I thank you all for checking out the show and, rolling with your boy this far. I'll do my best to keep you updated and in the know. And all you got to do is hit that like and subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. And that way it'll alert you when I post. So anyway, the goal is to do this thing every Wednesday-ish. But, with the day job and with a baby, it ain't always going to happen like that. It ain't going to be as reliable as that aid check. I'm just saying. But with that said, here's today's news. Ladies and gentlemen, I won't pull any punches. I'm afraid to tell you that I have a problem. I checked with some of my people, and I've learned that even some of them may have it as well. We've just been unable to get the help we need. Sure, we'll get a little hope here and there, and then we'll realize, that nothing seems to change from year to year. Nothing can help us. Every year, we got the same damn issues. What I'm talking about is being a Bears fan. And ladies and gentlemen, this past weekend, I picked the worst time to live in Kansas City. We saw my bumbling Bears give Patrick Mahomes time upon time to make throw after throw after throw en route to a 41-10 drubbing. Look, all right, we couldn't pass, but when we could pass, we couldn't receive. When we was trying to receive, we couldn't even block. When we tried to block, we couldn't run. When we tried to run, we wanted to fumble. Hey, when we got on defense, we couldn't play defense. So I don't even know who was out there. You know what I'm saying? So I can't lie. I was one of the main ones who was pushing for Justin Fields to be our quarterback. I was like, we need a black quarterback factor. And of course I know there's more to it than just that. You got to have the competency, the skills, athleticism, whatever, measurables, intangibles, all that leadership. But I'm just saying, as far as anyway, yeah. So what? The Bears may have lost, but thankfully, that's not what people really remember of the game. Now, we've seen headline after headline talking about the sighting of a one Taylor Swift, seen here, modeling her friend's new fashion onesie line after she sent her measurements in metric at Arrowhead Stadium. It appears the Shake It Off singer and girl who took music and therapy a little too far has finally joined forces with Kelsey after he fumbled this chance to slide into her DMs earlier this spring. Now, after learning of the news, social media could not be happier. Tons of posts were seen giving Travis the cold shoulder due to his breakup from his previous girlfriend and Kansas City native, Kayla Nicole, of 5 years. Now, I find this interesting because sometimes when a celebrity relationship ends, it seems like it happens to all of us, right? Hey, but let's be real. Y'all know there was some of y'all who was looking at Travis like you had hope of finding you that one white boy with swag and money and an NFL contract. I guess what I'm saying is y'all thought since he went black that he was going to stay where we at. You know what I'm saying? And instead, he went back to his side. And that's where this look is tolerated. And it's funny that every picture that we've seen of Travis and Kayla Nicole, none of them were without his beard. I don't know. Strange. Now, just for poops, let's take a look at what Taylor Swift was kind of okay with back in her dating days. You know what I'm saying? So look no further than who she previously dated. The head of the rock band, the 1975 Matty Healy, right? Completing 2 tours with this dude. I believe the first time was in 2014, and then they got back together, just breaking up this year, early this year. Oddly enough, this dude liked to rub it out to black woman torture porn, and he's like in his shows with a Nazi salute while they were together. And on top of that, he called rapper Ice Spice a chubby Inuit Spice Girl. All right, so even though they seem to clear the air with Ice Spice even collaborating with Taylor on a song, Karma, earlier this spring, we don't forget shit. Let's be real. And this played to take away the NFL's version of Tommy from Power from the black women is not going to gain her any sister fans anytime soon. I'm just saying. But if we being real, I don't think y'all should think y'all lost one, ladies. Truth is, you weren't going to get them anyway. It's just facts. And the Tommy that you found from Tinder that you've been letting break it down on the low is never going to wife you either. Just like Travis wasn't going to wife up Kayla. You know what I'm saying? I will say one thing. After a mere Tay-Lis sighting at Arrowhead, right? Kelsey's jersey sale went up 400%. His is one of the top selling NFL jerseys at the moment, according to fanatics.com, right? On top of that, his podcast became the #1 ranked on Apple. He's added 303,000 followers on Instagram, and the NFL received a 63% in female viewers in that game alone, and that game being the #1 game that week. You think Kayla had that kind of pull? I'm just saying, ladies, if you wanted to help him out, y'all would have went out and bought his jersey or something. I don't know. So maybe Travis is just chasing the bag like anybody else would with the chance to blow up. I mean, it can't hurt. So now we've got this seasoned veteran and Travis Kelce, likely allowing her to take a ride on his Super Bowl float as they ride the interwebs and zeitgeist as the new it couple. One can only hope that before this goes too far, that he has to sign a damn NDA or something like that, or she got a new single talking about how he messed up when he let her go, and a new song called Fumble, #1 on the charts. You know what I'm saying? So let us know your thoughts about the TNT connection. Travis, Tay-Lis? Is that what we do? Do we call it Tay-Lis? Is it Tay-Lis? I don't know. Is it Tay-Lis? Trailer? That's not as cool. Trailer? I don't know the kind of whatever. And how long do you think this will last? And do you think this was for the love or for the money? And bonus, if you can guess how many wins the Bears will have this year, if any, which leads us to, speaking of bad football, Deion Sanders and his University of Colorado football team recently got brought back to earth. The 3-win squad went into Oregon undefeated, high off the overtime win against Colorado State, winning in a nail-biter 35-43. After the loss, the former Jackson State University coach issued what seemed like a warning to the rest of the NCAA when saying, "You better get me right now. This is the worst we're going to be." In response to his loss, he definitely took it on the chin, and I applaud his candor in defeat, calling it a good old-fashioned butt kicking. Many people thought this to be personal, per Oregon coach Dan Lanning's speech to his team saying, "Today, we talk with our pads. The Cinderella story is over. They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins. This is a difference. This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood. It's played on the grass." I'm sure it came out better than that, but I'm just saying. So he gave out this speech, and as somebody who used to play football, I got to say, and some of my guys, they can definitely vouch for it. Some of those games we had when we had the right words being said by the right person in the right moment, it made all the difference. Now, let's not act like Oregon ain't a flashy team that's trying to be Hollywood with 50-11 uniform changes and $13 million cleat changes throughout the damn game. You know what I'm saying? So are they just mad at the fact that the man is doing what they was doing? You know what I'm saying? That's honestly how I'm looking at it. Are they mad at the fact that Deion is in their place and trying to almost usurp their positions and in the lives and in the zeitgeist of coachdom, if that makes sense. To the extent that I'm saying that he's disrupting what is the normal pathway to becoming a coach in the NCAA, and he's changing the definition of what that can be and what that can look like. And in a sport where it's been primarily relegated to white men, older white men, it kind of seems familiar in the conversation when these coaches talk about him needing to be taught a lesson. That almost sounds like we need to put you in your place. That sort of rhetoric, and I don't know, that sort of conversation just seems different, if you will. And they piled it on, going for it on fourth down several times in the third quarter when they were already up by 35 points. But with motivation in mind, sometimes, I ain't lie, I'm disappointed in how we act. Or I'll just say I kind of question it, right? Because some of the same people who was cussing him for leaving Jackson State were the same people who were jumping on the bandwagon in the second win. And by the third, they had their own personalized University of Colorado hoodies for the whole family. And suddenly, all was forgiven, it seemed. And that's what happens when you win. So in that sense, I kind of get it. For me, though, what this brings up is a lot of questions about the treatment and what his future may hold from the eyes of the fair weather bandwagon jumpers. Anyway, okay, so now that he's experienced his first loss, right? Are you going to fall back to earth with your expectations? Will you allow the man to grow in his position before jumping and judging and being the executioner already at the same time at the first loss? I guess what I'm saying is, can the man live? And why does he have to stick to a standard that most of us would honestly fall short to ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not one to act like I'm above reproach or correction, so I aim to look at people, like they're people. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is infallible, right? But at the same time, did he ask for this? I mean, a big portion of the Deion brand has been flash and volume, his rap career notwithstanding. Thanks to FD Signifier for the reminder about that. But he's been shouting about belief and God and all that, which sounds good when you win it. That may not pack the same punch when the faith becomes a little shaky after a loss. Where is your faith in a man they didn't want to have there in the first place? Will you still wear your customized Colorado gear if they're 3-9 like you did when they was 3-0? Now, before the season began, he did say that they were 6 or 7 dogs away from being what he envisioned the team to be. And those positions in particular expressed the need to be in the trenches, like the offensive and defensive line, just like these. Anyway, my bad. But with that in mind, is it any wonder what was seen on Saturday? Was he stacking the deck, you think, before the season began? Or is it possible that a first-year coach won't have everything in place to be dominant in, again, his first year? I'm just saying, I think it's okay to relax our expectations and enjoy the show wherever it goes. But let me know your thoughts on Coach Prime and what you think the future holds for Colorado University this and even next season. And with that, boy, if trying to stir controversy before my book comes out was a dated post, Jada Pinkett recently posted never before seen footage of her and young Tupac Shakur poorly dancing and lip syncing to Will Smith's Parents Just Don't Understand. Now, if anybody is aware of this footage, you know that it's been out since at least the 90s when it was shown on an episode of the Keenan Wayans Show. Did I just give my whole age just now? Now, in light of recent news in the Smith camp that I don't have the time or gastro resilience to cover at this moment, it just seems weird to me that this would be anything but a quick ploy to stir up a little bit of controversy before the release of Jada's new book, Worthy, which I believe comes out in October, which could possibly lead to enough intrigue to get people to actually purchase physical things and read them with their eyeballs. Now, there were questions of familiar structures, marital bed sharing. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't get into it, but I would just say that the addition of the Tupac to the Smith equation doesn't equal fun times for Will, according to his book. Do you get it? But do you think you'll be reading this? I mean, for real. Do you care enough? I'm serious to know your thoughts on this one, because I don't know. There's not a whole lot that's happening over there that I care about much. I'm just giving y'all what's happening in the zeitgeist. So with this last one, I was actually talking with my little brother not too long ago, and we were just kind of discussing, how none of us really know anything that's going on with the Ferris wheel that's being constructed in Kansas City along I-35. So I thought this would be a good time to kind of delve into some of the facts of the story, some of the facts of the build and the construction behind it, and to kind of give you guys, a brief synopsis of where we are and why. If you know about this, let me know. But just west of the Kansas City's Crossroads District and just south of downtown Kansas City and adjacent to the I-35 highway, a new Ferris wheel is currently in the process of being constructed. This new attraction has many asking questions about its development, ownership, as well as overall purpose. Quick fun fact, if you were to take the time to perform a Google search on this attraction, they've already got a 3.6 star rating. Granted, there are only about 5 reviews at the time of this recording, but that just shows that people are definitely concerned about the development within the area. With one saying, "Not as Ferris wheely as expected, and can't wait for the gentrification to set in and piss the rest of the locals off. They put it next to a highway. There's going to be mini golf. I guess the brewery and distillery will make up for this to make it family friendly. I farted." And an eyesore. Kansas City isn't Vegas and isn't a beach town. Now, as someone from a city with a Ferris wheel, I can agree with the look. Nice little water scene reflecting the Ferris wheel's neon lights at night. You and a loved one cuddled up softly in a nice little gondola of the Ferris wheel. It stops at the top. You reach in your pocket. You pull out a pack of Twizzlers. Offer her one. But I'm just saying, something like that. You could do anything. But I'm just saying, I understand what my man is saying as far as scenes go. You gotta get that. You have to get that right. Get it. Whatever. One can only imagine what it would be like driving by this thing with the lights all aglow while you're pushing it north from KU Med and the loft apartments nearby. I mean, just saying, what a view. No, this is a great location. Check out these views. Now, if you look to the south, you'll see our new Ferris wheel. And, if you look a little closer, you'll see someone throwing up one. Okay, look away. I'm just saying that doesn't sound like some place that I would like to live now. Like if I was potentially considering moving into those loft apartments that are nearby, there's a blue building that's just north of there. Your view to the south is now this lit up Ferris wheel thing. Not to mention the amount of foot traffic that's going to present for that immediate area. So however you feel about that, there you go. There's more of it. Maybe sitting it by the side of a highway in an area that was left vacant for years without alerting the people who've been there for years can cause a stir within a nearby community. So let's take a look at the story behind the wheel. The new Ferris wheel will be only part of the new Penway Point Entertainment District that will cover about 3 acres, mostly under the nearby I-35 highway and Broadway Boulevard bridges. Once completed, the new district is set to contain year-round sand volleyball courts, yard games, mini golf, ice skating, and about 10 restaurants in addition to the Ferris wheel itself, which can hold up to 200 people. I, for one, cannot wait to play sand volleyball in the middle of the winter in Kansas City. Can't wait. Now, this will add more attractions to an area that includes the historic Union Station, Crown Center, the new Kansas City streetcar, and an arcade, all within walking distance. So responsible for this construction is Icon Experiences, who will actually privately own the Ferris wheel, as well as Penway Point, which is the name of the new entertainment district that this will become. Instead of taking money that could be potentially earmarked for other city projects and whatnot, they would rather petition the city for an enhanced enterprise zone tax abatement and for Penway to become a community improvement district, which is what they've done with all their other downtown projects, including 19th and Main, the Creamery, not Cold Stone, and Corrigan Station. Quickly, I believe the definition of a CID is a separate, legal, not-for-profit organization or political subdivision used to help pay for public improvement projects by using different taxing strategies. Now, if granted, they would receive a 50% property tax abatement for a 10-year period. So even if granted, that means with the tax abatement, they could still potentially pay anywhere up to about, $123,000 in taxes. Concerned about the gentrification of the area, community representative Lucas Orozco says the West Side community barely knew about the upcoming construction. In hopes of working with Icon, community members have reached out in their attempt to kind of get on the same accord since learning of this project's development. I mean, basically, they would rather have this project be successful than to be a, quote, rusted up Ferris wheel in 5 years, end quote. And I can kind of understand that. So with that in mind, will you be riding the Kansas City version of the Vegas Link once it's completed? Why do you think you won't be riding it? Now that you know that the city funds haven't been shifted from other projects, do you have another reason to hate it? What do you think the future holds for a project like this in the next 5 to 10 years, say? Do you think it will be an eyesore or distraction to get used to while driving up I-35 or down Broadway? Do you think that this is going to turn into something that will be a thriving district within Kansas City? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments down below. This has been another episode of The Black Men Show. Please feel free to hit the like button, leave some comments, some feedback, all that good humana insights, all of that. I'm a tiny channel that's hoping to be small, so I ain't even small yet. Be sure to reach out to me at showtheblackman@gmail.com if you have any information, messages, or whatever else you want to say. And be sure to follow us at Show the Black Man on all the platforms where you can find us. But with that said, this has been The Black Man Show. I'm 7 Black Man. Thanks for checking us out this week, and we'll see you next time.